What is up, guys? Chick Kackis here, aka the Thicker Kackis. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today
we are going to be discussing the best sword perks and therefore swords you absolutely want to be grinding for, want to get your hands on before the start of next season. Now, why is that? Well, swords are changing. They are getting a complete overhaul. How they play, how you use them is changing dramatically starting next season. And therefore, they're potentially going to be a lot more potent and a lot bigger presence in the meta. So, stocking up on the best current swords in the game is a fantastic idea. And so, let's get started. Now, as we go over the different sword changes, we're going to talk about the perks most affected by those individual changes and, of course, the swords they can spawn on. Now, it is worth noting that Bungie did say there's going to be a rework of some of the perks for swords when this overhaul hits. So, yes, it may turn out that a current god roll isn't quite a god roll in the next season, but again, hedging your bets is a fantastic idea, and having some god roll swords going into a massive sword buff, yeah, that sounds like a pretty solid idea to me. So, let's talk about the first easiest to understand change, and that is light attacks. So, currently, if you're just swinging your sword, you're going to swing, 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 stop. Swing, 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 stop. There's that break in momentum every 3 swings. And Bungie has actually stated that this is one of the things that are changing. So, coming with this sword overhaul, you'll now, when you're just pressing the normal swing button, you are going to swing infinitely. There will be no break in the action, so it'll turn into swing, 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 and that can just go on forever. So that means that spamming light attacks is actually going to be much more viable, much more fluid next season. So the perks that are really going to be impacted by this is, well, firstly, Whirlwind Blade. Already one of the better sword perks, it states, consecutive rapid sword strikes increase this weapon's damage output. So, with no more break in the action and now infinite chaining light attacks, you're going to be able to ramp up the damage bonus from this perk a lot easier and a lot faster. So, it's just getting better. And it combos very well with our second perk we're looking at, Relentless Strikes. Landing 3 light attacks within a short time grants sword ammo. So again, if you're just spamming light attacks, both Whirlwind Blade and Relentless Strikes combo very well together, and you're going to be getting more of a damage increase and getting your ammo back more often with infinite chaining. Now, almost every current sword can get these 2 perks together as a part of a random roll. However, if you don't want to leave it to chance, you may want to look back to the It Stared Back. This legendary sword is actually from the Year 1 Leviathan, so it doesn't have random rolls, but its static roll is actually Whirlwind Blade plus Relentless Strikes. So check your vaults, check your collection, pull this out if you want that guaranteed combo for next season. However, moving on from there, another massive sword change is the introduction of sword energy. So, next season, when you whip out your sword, your melee slot is going to disappear because pressing your melee button is just going to swing your sword anyways, and instead it's going to be replaced with an energy meter. As you do light attacks with your sword, you're going to build up your energy, and this energy can be used in a variety of ways. Firstly, now for blocking. Blocking currently uses sword energy, so it's often just not used in favor of getting more and more damage. But now it's just going to use that energy bar. In addition, heavy attacks are greatly impacted by energy as well. Starting next season, when you use a heavy attack, it's going to use up the energy that you have and increase its damage based on that amount of energy. So if you max out your energy bar and then use a heavy attack, it's going to do a ton of damage. And that means that the way you use swords is going to drastically change from Right now, you're probably just using heavy attack, heavy attack, heavy attack whenever there's, a challenging enemy or anything like that. But now you're going to be much more incentivized to light attack, light attack, light attack, build up that energy bar, and then heavy attack for a mega damaging attack, go back to light attacks. So that's going to change quite a bit, and therefore those two sword actions, both blocking and heavy attacks, are going to be greatly impacted. So let's start here with blocking, aka your guard, and that means that the actual perk associated with your guard is going to matter. Right now, heavy guard, balance guard, burst guard, it doesn't really impact your sword roll too much. But now you're going to want to take notice of those perks. One of the best overall is heavy guard, high efficiency and high defense. Another one to look at is Enduring Guard, high efficiency and low defense, and that is going to theoretically take up less energy and last longer. And of course, going with Balanced Guard is a great way to hedge your bets, but there's a couple more perks that really make blocking matter, and firstly, we have Counterattack. Guarding while receiving damage grants a damage buff for 5 seconds. The other one is Energy Transfer. Guarding while receiving damage generates class ability energy. So both of these, if you're guarding a bunch more, these perks are going to increase in relevancy a ton. And they're found in 2 of the hard mode menagerie swords. So firstly, we have the Death's Razor. This is only going to drop if you're on your Warlock, again doing heroic menagerie. And it can get both energy transfer and counterattack on the same roll. If you predict guard becoming a big thing, this roll is going to be disgusting next season. But you can actually get the counterattack perk on the Throne Cleaver, which is the Titan version of that sword as well. So keep that in mind too. However, again, we're also going to be impacting heavy attacks, and there's a lot of perks that matter quite a bit with that. Firstly, Shattering Blade. If your heavy attack consumes the last of your ammo, it deals significantly increased damage. So, right now, that perk is decent, but not absurd. However, if that energy damage bonus to heavy attacks applies multiplicatively, that means that you can increase your damage by, let's say, 3 times with Shattering Blade, and then increase it potentially another 3 times with that energy bonus, meaning that if you can pull off a Shattered Blade strike with full energy, you could potentially one-shot bosses if they stack upon each other, so that is a potentially very exciting combo. Now, I want to mention Tireless Blade, sword ammo granted for every other powered sword kill. This perk is actually getting a lot worse because theoretically, you're not going to be just spamming powered sword kills all the time like you do right now. You're going to be using it a lot more sparingly, so keep that in mind. However, moving on from there, some sword perks that are just generally good are firstly On Guard. Quick attacks immediately after swapping to this sword do additional damage, so you can just have your shotgun out, plug an enemy in PvE, let's say, switch to your sword, and get a damage boost for those first few attacks. Another really nice one is Assassin's Blade. Sword kills boost movement speed and damage. This is the best, I think, overall perk you're looking for if you want a PvP role, because that movement speed bonus is noticeable and really nice. And of course, the increase in damage after chaining kills, this is basically Rampage almost, but kind of only 1 stack in PvE. So great perk. Another perk to look out for specifically in PvE, Surrounded. This weapon gains bonus damage when 3 or more enemies are in close proximity. So this is found on weapons as well, but of course with a sword you're very often surrounded, and you can throw on a surrounded spec on your sword to make it do even more damage. Alright, now we mentioned a few, but let's talk about the swords you really want to be farming. First and foremost, those heroic menagerie swords, they're all insane. The Death's Razor for the Warlock, again, that energy transfer plus counterattack, max guard roll you really want to go for. Moving on from there, the Throne Cleaver, mixing in counterattack is fine, but also getting Shattering Blade is a great idea. Shattering Blade plus Assassin's Blade is a decent combo, as is Shattering Blade with counterattack to block first, get that damage bonus, and then Shattering Blade with max energy for just insane damage. And it may also work with On Guard as well. However, potentially switching off of a sword is going to lose your energy. We didn't talk about the Gold Tusk, which is the Hunter Sword, but it's pretty nutty. It has a lightweight frame, which is going to increase your movement speed and make you strike quicker, and it can get the Relentless Strikes plus Whirlwind's Blade combo, but also it can get Surrounded and Assassin's Blade. All three of those final tier perks for it are great. Now, moving on from there, we do have that just in case from the Reckoning activity, and you're mainly going for the very unique perk of Shattering Blade. It can also get the Relentless Strikes plus the Whirlwind Blade combo. But Assassin's Blade and On Guard are also present in that final tier. Moving on from there, the Forge does have its own sword, and this one is pretty darn decent. The curated roll of Assassin's Blade plus Surrounded is very good, I do have it. And it can get the Relentless Strikes plus Whirlwind Blade combo. In fact, most swords can, including the Abide the Return from the Dreaming City and the Night Terror from the Moon Lectern of Enchantment farming. And so guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.